Do definitely, for sure, always What's up, everybody? It's Strange Hues and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. I appreciate you. Today I have for you all a very long awaited, for me personally, I've been waiting to film this video, and now that I'm about like 18 months locked, I feel like I can speak on this, and that is the do's and the don'ts of having locks, specifically interlocks, but I still know enough about the lock journey. I think I did enough research. First, I just want to say thank you for all of the overwhelming support. I just feel like I'm just mind blown at how many people are following me and subscribe to me and talking to me in the comments. I really love chit chatting with y'all and answering y'all's questions. So let's get right into it. I think I'm just gonna go off the dome of do's and don'ts based on my particular experience with being locked since I originally locked in March, but I interlocked myself in April. So just beginning to end. First things first, try your best not to compare your journey to anybody else's. It can be very devaluing. Comparison is truly the thief of joy, especially if there are things that you don't know about your hair, if there are things that you haven't quite learned. If you had only been natural a year before you locked, there will be things that happened in your lock journey that you did not expect. I was natural for 5 years before I locked, and I really had to learn that my hair's volume was an illusion, and that my hair is actually very low density, and I'm not gonna be one of those girls with really full thick locks ever. I'm just not gonna be that kind of person. My hair is always gonna kind of be flat to my head, and I'm okay with that now that I've accepted that part of myself. Do enjoy this journey. Do take every single benchmark and live in it thoroughly, because I remember when my hair was like short-ish, like it was like a nice little bob type situation. So cute, and I missed that length. I took that length for granted. I was like, when my hair hits here, I'm not gonna know how to act. If my hair was back here, I would not know how to act. I miss my bob length hair, but you know, I'm loving the results. I love the growth. I love the progress. I just wish I would have reveled more in that era of the shorter locks. I would definitely say do not fall into the hype of products and I need products for my locks. I don't believe that you really need a lot of products for your locks, especially if you have a loctician. If they have good products, you don't need products outside of that except for maybe a leave-in and an oil. I don't think that you need to be slapping any old type of cream or anything heavy in your hair ever, because residue and buildup is really hard to get out, and luckily I haven't had that because I've been anti-product since the very beginning. I learned that because my hair was so low porosity and it would not accept products even as a loose natural. I had to use a lot of leave-ins, I had to use a lot of mousses. I could not use anything remotely heavy or it would weigh down in my hair and build up, and I think that's the same, it goes the same for locks as well. Do invest in products that are lightweight. So I just always keep a leave-in conditioner around. This is Eden Body Works almond marshmallow leave-in. You know, I just spritz that around, rub it in, because this comes out white. So I have to make sure that I lather that in and I don't go overboard with it. I also have this all natural Sister Lock dreadlock oil from one of my professors in college. Y'all seen me mention his products in my favorite products video. I think that video still stands. Like, I don't think I've changed anything. I think I still use all of the same stuff because, again, I'm not a product person. Please, if you can manage, if you have interlocks or regular or traditional locks, Sister Locks, anything, do not pull out the ends of your hair. Do not, you see this? Do not pull these little pieces at the end of your hair, because all they're going to do is draw your hair up and unravel them, and it'll keep them from locking. I had to learn that the hard way. Instead, what I've been doing, instead of yanking them out, is taking this tool. I know y'all have seen this tool. Y'all seen people use it correctly and incorrectly. I only use this tool to bring hair back into locks. I don't combine locks at all. I just use this to take hair and to bring it back into my lock, because if you pop those off, your hair is not gonna ever lock from the bottom up. And because my hair is 18 months along and I can still feel a lot of places where the hair is not fully locked yet, especially towards the ends. It's just a lot of curly cues that, you know, are spirals, and I've just been kind of nurturing them, bringing them back into the bottom with this particular tool here. So that's my suggestion. Do not pull hair from the end of your locks because they won't lock. If you can, just leave your hands out of your hair from pulling hair out. Like, you can, you know, you do whatever you want, but like yanking hair at the bottom, don't do that, because it'll keep your hair from locking. And I learned that within the first 6 months. I had a lot in the front that I kept pulling out and they weren't locking. So here's a good example. This bad boy right here, it's not fully locked. It's still very springy, still has a lot of room to lock up, but I kept pulling this end here. I kept pulling that so it wouldn't lock fully, and now I've learned to just kind of get that hair and bring it back into the fold like that. I'm not gonna do a full tutorial right now because I'm talking about do's and don'ts. Do definitely, for sure, always wrap up your hair. That's me. I wear a pink bonnet every single night. That keeps lint out of your hair. That keeps your hair from like rubbing off, especially if you don't have silk pillowcases. I just don't. I like cotton. So I have to always make sure I have on my bonnet, the thick, wide, oversized band to make it really loose on your head. I never get headaches. I just snatch it off in the morning, shake and go, we're good. But I don't have any damage to my hair. I don't have any flakes or, you know, like those little cotton balls that get stuck. I don't have any of those because I wear my bonnet every single night, all the time. If you experience webbing like I do, try not to pop your locks roughly with your hands like this. I don't do that because I have a very sensitive scalp off top. I have very thin hair off top. If I yank my hair, I could yank out the whole lock if I wasn't being gentle. So instead of doing that, I have one of these yarn thread cutters that I use to separate my locks. So if I'm experiencing webbing, which I usually experience in the back, one, because I can't see, two, because that's where my hair is like the most unruly. Like that's where my curls were always the kinkiest. So if you experience two locks forming together, instead of popping them like this, I would like separate them, find the piece of hair that is combined and gently cut through it with this little, what is this? A thread cutter. Thread cutter, that's what it is. So this was like a do and don't. Don't yank apart your hair. Do cut it very precisely with one of these thread cutters. When you're doing your lock maintenance, I would suggest that everyone invest in this little tool. I have linked it below in one or two of my videos. I will link it down below in this particular video. I got it off of Amazon for less than $20. This is the only thing I've interlocked my hair with my entire journey. This. I would not suggest using a latch hook because that is dangerous. Even when I was doing faux locks back in the Gap, right before I started locking my, I started my locks, a latch hook is so very dangerous to use on yourself. You should definitely let a professional use a latch hook on you because you will tear your hair out. I did once or twice when I was doing faux locks, and that's when I realized if I was gonna interlock, I needed a tool. The last thing that I would definitely say is to not over manipulate your hair or to not tie your hair up too frequently. So this here, right here, is the end of edges as I had known them before I locked my hair. Putting your hair, tying your hair back and pulling and yanking on it really creates tension at the edge of your hairline and you could be out here missing follicles. That's just me. I use this towards the very end of my 8-week routine or my 8-week, you know, cycle of interlocking. That's just my suggestion. So if you like styles, just be gentle, be soft, be nice. Don't bring tension to your scalp or you'll start losing follicles and you'll have traction alopecia. And the next thing you know, your lock journey is, I know all of us want to have a healthy head of hair, which includes a healthy scalp. So that's my tip. Those are my tips. Those are my do's and don'ts. Anything else that y'all might add that y'all think of in the comments, let me know down below. Also, and as well, for a do, because you know I have to add in my 4D. I always have to add in my 4D in any of my videos. Do really nourish your hair with like love and care. And when I say that, treat it like a plant. Treat yourself like you're a plant. Add water to it as often as you feel necessary. I don't add water to it too frequently, but at least once every 3 weeks my hair is touching some water. That's just me. Really 2, but once every 2 or 3 weeks I'm dousing my hair in water and I'm just letting it run. I'm also adding in my little hair foods that are oil and leave-in conditioner. I also let it charge in the sun. So do with that what you will. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you next time. Peace.